Hi, everybody. We are today. Oh, it's giving me an unstable connection. I hope everybody's doing well. Demita Victoria. This image is by Demita Victoria. It's for the Easter challenge that she's doing. So I got it from Instagram. So doing Happy Easter. There's other books too, so that we can color. So this is on cardstock, meaning I can use either pencil or marker depending on what I want. You can download this book. She has it on her Instagram at Demita Victoria. I did not leave the link down below, but if you go to her Instagram, you can download the image and color it. She gave it to me as a challenge. I was tagged in the photo to color it. So. You know me, I love my reds. So, I love my reds. I do like my reds. So this color is R27. It is cadmium red. Hi, Diana Tapia. How are you? I hope everything is well. Today we are coloring. This image comes from Demita Victoria. It's a freebie from her. She challenged some of us or tagged some people from her Instagram to color this. So it was a free image from Demita Victoria. And I've taken out Drone Reefs by Maria Troll, which actually translates, I think the original title of the book was Vivi Needs a Friend, and then they reprinted it as Drone Reefs. I think I had to buy that from Amazon France. Hello, Tammy. How are you? Tammy, do you have a channel? If you have a channel, please put a thumbs up. Oh, no. That's terrible to have a gas leak. I wouldn't want to. That's scary, too. And especially right now. The world is already scary. Viola. I can only imagine, like, how scary that must have been for you. No, one good thing that has come out of this quarantine is that I get to spend a lot more time on stream with you guys. Then if I didn't, this is called Viola. Oh no, if it's buffering, here's what you do. You put on there's a little thing. It's like a little screw. Go downstairs to your settings and put it on a higher resolution. Yeah, you are blessed to be alive. Really, you are. This is EO7 light mahogany. Do you guys want to see my first dark skin girl? I actually did my first dark skin girl. I actually did this with Copic Marcus, and I'm still in the process of it, but this is from Fantastic Beauties too. I want to show you my first dark-haired person, my first dark-skinned person. This comes from Fantastic Beauties too. I tried them for my very first time doing a dark-skinned girl. Didn't come out perfect, but it did come out pretty nice. I will say that I had to use four colors to get this skin tone the way I got it, but I had to go over it again. And it's actually coming out looking lighter on camera than it actually is because it actually is darker. But on screen, it's coming out looking lighter for whatever reason. So this is my first. So this is my first dark skinned person that I've ever done that isn't Caucasian or tan skin. So I think it's a really different color. And I did this experimenting with my Copics to see if I could do a dark skinned girl. I'd never done it before, so I was really proud that I did it on this picture. So. And sure enough, it's in the Mira Victoria book. So I just want to show you guys you can do that if you have a little bit of courageousness. This is light mahogany. Thank you. I'd never done it before, Tammy, so I was kind of like, oh no, this might end disastrous. It might end up good. And the way I went was light to dark. Thank you. Now that I have an idea of what the skin combos, how you work with dark skin, I might do more. Hi, Robin. How are you? I mean, the picture's not finished, but I just wanted to show you guys something that I'm working on. And one way I test, because I ordered this paper a while back. It's like marker paper. So what I did was I ordered a bunch of this thinking it was a bigger size paper, but instead I have these little papers. So what I do sometimes is I'll test skin combos on this paper just to see how they'll look. Because it's marker paper, so I figure, you know what, the little papers, it's not the end of the world. See, some of my mods are not here. Wow, we have 12 people in the chat. Everybody say hello if you haven't said hello. We don't mind if people are, but this image was Demita Victoria, if anybody wants to know. It was a coloring challenge, so the idea is to color it. And I must thank Demita because I was like, what am I going to color? Thank you, 1957. You know, it's okay. It's sometimes very frustrating to be home. But, you know, when you go out, it eases the tension a little bit, but the streets are really weird. Sometimes there's a lot of people on the streets. Sometimes there's like hardly anybody. Even though I get my groceries from Fresh Direct, sometimes there are things missing. And right now, because so many people are ordering food, that there are things missing in my grocery. So then I had to go to the store to get them so I can finish doing the things that I need to do. You know, I've been trying to find combinations of food. You know, one thing I did was me and my mother, we each wanted different things in our salad. So she wanted celery in her salad. I wanted carrots. So what we did was we put both things in the salad. You know, in addition, so it was, what did we put in the salad? Mixed greens. My mother put some kale in the salad because my mother likes the kale lettuce. So then I chopped up some carrots and some celery, and then I chopped up some tomatoes. So, you know, it came out really good. And it gave the salad a very different flavor. So, you know. To a degree, you have to compromise. I don't think you always have to compromise, but so we're like, we'll just put everything in that we want in the salad. Nobody ever gets anything they want all the time, Tammy. You have to compromise, like off the 11 pink. Sometimes in life, we all have to do things we don't want to do. So somebody, nobody ever gets to do whatever they want all the time. I have to do things in the house, and I keep busy. Coloring, diamond painting, watching TV, watching Netflix. These are the ways that you can somewhat keep busy. PGO5 Holiday Blue. What's hard is if you have a family member who's not an introvert, they're not used to staying at home, so they're like, "What do I do?" Because they're so used to going out, having fun, partying. They're not like used to doing indoor activities. One of the things that I would recommend is find something, find something that you like to do. That you could read a book. Reading self for more drawers. Got rid of some of my old clothing that doesn't fit me anymore. Sorted through my drawers. There's always something to do. You could watch something like Netflix or Tiger King or Money Heist. Come on, guys, I need to refill the marker. The only thing I don't like about the Copics is the tips dry really fast. So I'm glad you guys are here. Guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. It really helps. And Demita Victoria has given this away as a free image. So if anybody's wondering, she does have it up as a free image. E11 Bailey Beige on Instagram if you want to do this picture. Hello, Michelle. How are you? This is a free image that Demita Victoria is giving away on her Instagram. I was tagged to be part of the challenge. And this is Barely Beige. I'll put this on a cardstock, and as you can see, I have a blotter underneath it. But Miss Ann says this is how you know your juicy marker because you could see right through the paper. As you can see, it's starting to dry. When it dries is when the magic happens. Like markers always come out darker at first, and then some markers come out lighter, and then they come out dark. But I find out with certain pinks that lighter pinks come out darker and darker pinks come out lighter for whatever reason. I don't know what that is. Usually it's lighter goes, darker goes. Hi, Jackie. Ooh, this is really good. How are you? Get another refill. I'm just going to do this. Of course, nothing can ever go right for Grace whenever she does this. I'm going to get my little towel. A little towel when I do too much. We are coloring today from Demita Victoria gave out a free image on her Instagram, and I was tagged as one of the people that she challenged to make the color. So. And I want to show Jackie and Michelle my first dark-skinned girl that I did with Copic markers. I didn't do it with anything else. This comes from Fantastic Beauties, but I wanted to do my first dark-skinned person. So you guys will see this. I did my first dark-skinned girl from Fantastic Beauties. It's not my best work, but I had to just come up with 4 different skin tones to do this. I think, what did I use? Cotton Pearl. The skin tone combination for this is Cotton Pearl, Raw Silk, Light Suntan, and Dark Suntan. That's how you get this skin tone. So we did our first dark skin girl. So I was very nervous about doing this. This is actually, for whatever reason, it comes out lighter on camera than it is actually. It's actually much darker. I don't know why. I do too. I'm like, it's like I was kind of scared to try it, to do a combo like that, because I'd never done the combo before, Jackie. So it's very different when you try a new skin tone that you're not used to doing. Sometimes you miss little things. You can put pink. That would be nice, good. I know, right? It's like you try to figure out what works in skin tones with palette colors. RV21 skin. You know, it was my first time doing a dark skin girl. I've never done that combo before, Jackie. Well, I'm not even done. That's a whip. That's a whip, Jackie, that I'm working on right now. But because it was, the skin was what was the challenge, and especially on that paper, the skin is more of a challenge on that. Because on that, you can't really go more than like 4 or 5 layers with your Copics on that skin before that paper buckles. And this paper, you guys don't see it, but it did start to buckle a little bit when I was laying down the colors. So like after 3, it kind of buckles a little bit. But now that I know I can use light and light suntan and dark suntan like that, I'm going to have to get refills of them because they're good colors for skin. I think I got those originally in the skin tone set. And my advice for for people who want to do Copic markers but don't know where to start. You know what you do? Get a basic set of 12. The 12 primary colors. You get 12 primary colors. Which set comes? Because there's some. I think she has 3 books. I have one in digital format, and then I have the other 2 in paper bound format. They are really smart girls. And Emil Jarrett, who is Sakum's, she's really how do I best describe her? She really loves Copics, and she has like a full tutorial on how she uses them. You know who's really good to use with their Copics? PDF seems to be what everybody's using these days. Hi, Kim. How are you? Yay, my mods are here. We are calling from Demita. Victoria gave me. She does some amazing. Like, if you guys ever go to Sakum's Instagram or her Facebook page or her Twitter or whatever, Sakum's was a male generic. She does dark fantasy, enchanted, the natural enchantment one. She does coloring books, but she also works with Copics, and she has like a whole presentation somewhere on her social media. I can't remember where, but she does some amazing stuff. What diamond paintings did you get? Where did you get your diamond paintings? Diamond Art Club, Amazon, AliExpress. This is RV21 light pink. There's a lot of nice paintings at Amazon. And I tell people this all the time. If you try diamond painting, you don't have to go to Diamond Art Club to get a nice canvas. Although Diamond Art Club has some really beautiful paintings. I'll tell you right now, the only place licensed to sell handling diamond paintings is Diamond Art Club. So if you're going to buy something, and then I found out that Mandy Manzano, who a lot of you know as the diamond painting person, she does a lot of diamond paintings. Well, she has 2 coloring books on Etsy, I found out, that are PDF. So I'm thinking of buying them possibly and then printing them out because her artwork is really amazing, even though it's a lot of it is Disney based. And ordering from Amazon, everything is taken. It seems to take longer now. But I have we have to be understanding. I went to somebody's live stream and they were complaining that they didn't get their supplies right away. I mean, I was like, for real, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Some of us are forced to stay home because of this. I'm fortunate because I have hobbies. And I'm keeping it all one color here, just because it's easier. When we do this, we can do it different colors. So, we have a lot of pictures. Oh, Michelle's going to be happy later on in the stream because I have selected something that she'll like. Oh, Michelle, I'll show you what we're coloring from next in the stream if I finish this picture. I've already selected the image too. Does anybody know what this is? That's next. And that's a pencil book. So we'll be working with pencils also in the stream. No, I figured because it's Easter. Jen knows what that is. This is one of my new favorite colors. It's a red violet, but it's really a really light pink. This is water lily, RV00. I need to order a refill of this because it is a beautiful, beautiful. One of the lightest pinks in the Copics. Remember that unicorn picture I did in Jade Summer's unicorns? Well, that's the color it ends up being. Viola. Who ordered that Main Street coloring book from Creative Haven? Did anybody order that Main Street coloring book? Because I haven't seen anybody with it yet. I know it's coming out April 15th, so. Anybody get that? You know what it is? I have the book, I have the unicorn one, but not the grayscale one version of it. Part 56, current. I don't mind coloring buildings, I just don't like different things. I ordered it. I like coloring buildings and scenes. One of my earliest books was what was it? Oh, I'm trying to remember the title of the book, and now it escapes me. The outline of the book had a lot of buildings in it, and so did the Debbie McComb book, which I had a long time ago, and I finished it. And I was still learning the Debbie McComb book, which was the last picture I did. I tried to do water, and it didn't come out quite the way I imagined it because I'm still learning water mediums, and I still am learning water mediums because water mediums can be tricky. VGO5. I think it'll have some floral stuff in it too. From what I've seen of the book, somebody already got their hands on it early, but I think they were reviewing the book, and that's why they got the book early. And unfortunately, some of my parkour markers I've used up already, which is okay because at least I used them. I don't feel bad. And sometimes people recommend colors to me because they think, oh, I think you'd like this color. Sugared almond pink. Caddy in yellow. This whole thing is going to be caddy in yellow. Wow, 14 people in here. I guess today has been a good day. Chrome Orange and Jasper, YRO4 and BG57. Thank you, Michelle. That's very helpful. I figured we'd do something Easter-like and then we'd do something non-Easter, like, or similar. For G3, metal green. And when I originally printed this printed too big, so I had to scale down the image on the paper. So I scaled it down to 90% rather than 100. Because when I put it on 100, it cut off the Easter. So Kim and Michelle are very funny together. They should have a comedy duo. See, this is how. And this is on cardstock, so I print on 300 gram. This paper takes water very well. And this is I believe it's Ham and Mill 300 Nina Bright paper. I believe that was what. Who uses that? I think that was what Anne used to use before she switched over to a different paper. But this paper is still very good. And right now, guys, I'm not buying anything from Amazon Japan because I'm having a major problem ordering from them. And this was even before the quarantine started. That I've started having since January. I've had a problem ordering from them. I can't seem to order from them at all, no matter which account I use. So I didn't get the what I wanted. I had to order something else. We'll say a little graph on it, but if your Copic markers ever get really tight, you can't take them off, unscrew them. I had that problem a few nights ago where I couldn't get my cap off, so I had to unscrew the cap like a battle fork. Drawing a line will help me figure out where I'm going to color and where I'm going to put my marks. So now we have finished the Easter picture from Demeter Victoria. I really like this picture, but we could still have 45 minutes, but don't worry. We will put away all the markers. So we'll put away all the markers. Everybody can find an empty slot for them is what they go. Then I'll reorganize them again. By number. With earth tones, with earth tones, and you know how it goes. So, I don't know when this is dry, I'll take a picture and then I'll post it to Instagram. Before he tagged me, so I have to go back that I did finish it. So, we've got a couple of other things that we could color for today. So, I have brought out the big boys today. I brought out a lot of big boys today. We have Drum Race by Maria Troll. Nice Little Town Easter. Dreamtime Special. Botanican, also by Maria Troll. And of course, a book that a lot of us haven't seen in a while, by Maja Vandenberg. A lot of you haven't seen this because I have not actually colored a single page in this. You know that I actually feel guilty because I colored a single page in this book. Believe it or not, I haven't colored a single page in this book, and I feel utterly horrible because this is actually a really cute little book. Look at that. I like that so much, that little picture of them, the little stamp. I haven't done anything in this book, and I need to start doing things in this book because it's a beautiful book, guys. So, just saying. I already picked out the picture and dramedy stuff. So that's some of the things we could do today, possibly. I wanted to do that. This is the pencil book. Yes! Double page spread! I have not done Maja Vandenberg. Maybe I'll do that for a. I haven't done this one. This is cute too. Oh, you want me to do Maja? Because we haven't done anything in this book. I didn't select the picture. So, let's see what we can do with this. The one that would fit Easter. Oh, I started something in this actually. Yeah, I started this one. And I didn't realize I had started this one. Yeah, I started something in this book a while back. I want to do this one because I haven't done a Maria Troll, and you know a lot of you guys have been like Maria Troll and Maria Troll that. So I did start something in there. So we're going to do that. What pencil shall we use today? Which pencil should we use today? I know which ones we should use today. Which pencils to use today? So now we do our pencils. I have not tried these in this book. And Michelle will know which pencils these are. I've not used these yet. So I have no idea how these are going to work in there. Yes, they are castle. These are castle, and these are the only ones I have with the castle. I don't have a second set yet. So we'll see until after the quarantine is over. I might do that. These flowers or these leaves? I think they're flowers. It could be leaves too. Oh, these are nice. These work very well in this book. We had our marker, then we had our. Now we have our pencils. Who wants to know what May's theme is? I'll tell you what May's theme is. Came up with a theme for May. Tell you what May's theme is, but I'm not. When it gets here, when the book gets here, you'll know what May's theme is. tell you what next month's theme is going to be. If you're really nice and it rhymes with them. Give you a hint. It's somebody I rarely do on this channel. I was going to do May mandalas, but then I said, you know what? I don't want to be stuck doing mandalas all the time either. So who do you think it is? I don't have their new book yet in my hands. But everybody else has been doing the book like crazy. No, it's not diamond painting, Michelle. You have his new book before me. Kirby May is what we're doing in May. No, I just said what it is. Kirby May. Hashtag for May. That's what May's theme is. Any Kirby book, any Kirby picture. So many of you have wanted me to do Kirby's book, so I said, you know what, but why not? Because I don't do his books often, and I need to start working in them. Because I've seen people do beautiful work. You know, one of the things I think is that I've been a little afraid to do his work because I'm afraid to mess up the stuff in his books. Mother probably went out to just get some air. You work really nice in this book. So this book will probably be what we do the next stream too. So I've started to put all my coloring stuff on this table over here. You guys can't see it but a lot of my coloring stuff is either on my bed. When we stream, a lot of my stuff is on my bed, but when we're off camera, it's on this table. This table used to be the one where all the books were, and now I have all the coloring stuff there. I don't know. Is somebody else streaming? Maybe they went to eat some lunch. Well, Michelle. That's okay if people went to someone else's stream. I don't mind. At least they were here for a little while. Maybe people went to eat their food. I want to do all the trees the same color so it looks uniformly. You know what? I need to get over my fear, Lily. I have fears about who I color and who I don't color. Then I'm thinking maybe I'll do timeless stuff sometime. Sorry guys, taking a sip of my coffee. And then probably sometime during the next week I'll start filming some flip-throughs again. See, this is Castle Art, and this is number 115. But, you know, I want to color all the trees the same way. I saw someone who did a rainbows assortment of trees and a picture, and I was like, oh, I would have never thought to have done it that way. You know what I mean? Like sometimes someone does something, and you're like, oh, I really like the picture. I like the purple background. Like, I wouldn't have thought of doing a picture like that. And then some people make these pictures so different. You know, you look at the picture and you're like, wow, they did something so unbelievable. Like, I can't even imagine doing that. I mean, I tell people this all the time. So probably after lunch, I'll throw in my mother's sweaters. I got to do some laundry for my mother. Because my mother really doesn't know how to use the machines. She makes me do it because it's easier for me to do it. Now, this is funny. This pencil sharpener is my favorite one. This is the swordfish. I love this swordfish. I can't even tell you how much I love it. Not for Sammy, color and chop with Sammy. I would have never found this one. And I've had a lot of different sharpeners, like the little small hand ones. I've had the electric ones, but this is the one that sharpens everything the best. The only thing that it does not sharpen well is the Stabilo pastel pencils. But other than that, it sharpens everything well, including my whole line pastel pencils. But for other kind of pastel pencils, I would not recommend using this. If you're going to get some, if you have pastel pencils other than Holbein's, I would recommend getting a sharpener that's specifically made for pastels because they do have them. So keep that in mind. Not everything sharpens well. That's the only thing they don't sharpen well. I have a funny feeling that this is going to be a bigger piece. Like, I think my mother wasn't happy with me coloring something. I think, hold on, I got a message on my phone. I wish people would not message me when I'm live. You know, it's important to have books. You know, I'm trying to find my Easter coloring book that I got from Jennifer Stay, and I can't find it at the moment. So, usually when you're looking for something that you can't find the book. I hope to God I didn't finish it. And I'm not going to keep some of my coloring books after I finish them because I just don't have the room to keep them. And there's going to be giveaways, but they're going to come after this whole thing is done because I just don't feel comfortable right now in this atmosphere sending things out. You know, and doing things in the post office makes me feel uncomfortable. Because you don't know. And you know, one of my mother's friends' kids ended up getting the virus, but she went to the doctor and she thought she had the disease, and the doctor told her, "Oh no, you don't have it. It's just an upper respiratory infection. Here's some medicine. And it turned out the kid did have it. The kid is now better, but because they thought it was something, because at first this was a virus that was only affecting the old people. So this is how this virus, it's a terrible thing. Yeah, because they didn't think it affected anybody but other people. I've heard so many conspiracy theories about how this virus started, that it was genetically engineered to kill old people. This government created it to kill these people. This government did this. Somebody bioengineered this virus. You hear all the, you don't want to say the crazy, but, and then I had another theory. Someone said, every 100 years there's a virus that comes along. The last time they had a virus like this was 1918. And people, if you remember in the 1918, well, according to the history books, people had been bleeding from their eyes and ears and nose. Now, some people say every 100 years that nature comes up with a disease to even out the population, because there are too many people on the planet, so they want to do this to create the thing, which I kind of find this theory very a weird theory, saying that they want to even the population and thin out, nature's trying to thin out the herd. So these are the theories that are going around. So I don't know about you, but I think some of these theories are certifiably lunatic. Does anybody else thinks that these theories are kind of crazy? This is true too. You hear it from animals. That's what they said it was from, but that's what they tell us. But I don't think it was exactly that, because it's very rare, animal to human transmission. But you hear the theories, Kim. When I go out, I'm wearing a mask now. If I go to the grocery store, I wear a mask. If I go around the corner, it's the guy around the corner from me to get a few things, like maybe coffee, some little snacks, or maybe a meal, because he's like one of the few. And now the bagel shop opened up again, which I'm really happy that they opened up again. But they're having limited hours, so their hours are shortened. And they're only allowing 2 people in the store at a time. So, it's a new normal for us. It's like totally been things. The normal has changed. Now, staying home has been interesting for me. It seems like the days are going by really, really quickly for me. Do you guys feel like the days go by really quickly? Do you guys too? I'm happy. Yeah, I feel like the days go by really fast. I'm not focused on something, if it's like I feel like I'm always like, well, if I'm not getting ready to stream, I'm like, okay, I want to do this today. I want to do this today. Sometimes I feel like if I don't make a plan, my day, I waste a day. Other times I feel like, I want to watch this guy. I want to watch this guy on the news. I like watching my governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo. And then I've been like, I was like watching Endgame again. Avengers Endgame last night. I love that movie. I'm a big comment. It's boom. Not the studios. My mother's on the phone, so if you hear someone else in the house, don't worry about that. Yes, my mother's phone. My mother has a very loud alarm. Oh, ringtone. I bought Girl Scout cookies and they're almost gone now. Kind of a little surprised that the Girl Scout cookies have gone so fast. So all the trees are done, which makes me very happy. Which color did I make the girl's outfit? That was a nighttime outfit. I made an outfit up for her. I want to try and keep the outfit the same. Yes. Keep her hair light brown. Try to keep the girl's hair the same color if I can. That's close enough. The outfit varies between blue and red. Light blue and red. This is number 11 in the castle art. I'm going to keep it blue, sometimes red at night. But I kind of like blue in this set. Blue 101. And what's funny about this book is that this is actually the second version of this book, because the original version of this book was called Vivi Needs a Friend. The original book. They reprinted it under Jerome Reese. But basically, if you look at copies of Vivi Needs a Friend in this book, it's the same pictures in the book. So they printed this book under two names. So if you got Vivi Needs a Friend, you got the very first version of this book. But then Vivi Needs a Friend was so popular that she retooled it for whatever reason, but I don't know the whole story. But number 15. What color is this? Flowers or is this leaves? No, these are leaves, but I think these are flowers. This is color number 30. You know that sometimes some books are made for pencils and that some books are made for, markers. Like on the Create Space paper, you can use pencil books, but I'll tell you, since I have discovered the joy of coloring with markers, I love coloring in the Create Space books with markers. I get so much done with markers. What what's nice about the Create Space paper is it gives you a chance to play with markers and not be afraid if you mess up in them. I like the Castle Art better than I like the Arteza pencils. Here's the thing. I have the 72 set of Arteza Extra pencils. And not really, when I first got them, I liked them, but I haven't really used them since then. And it isn't because they're not a good pencil. It's just because I think they're a lot better pencils. And I didn't get the 120 because I had other things on my mind. I'm not going to get them because I just feel like, they're good. They're an okay pencil. Aren't they? I really like these and what. I think I might get a second set of these, of the 120, just because I don't want to have to try and find colors off in stock. There's Schrift Farben, which is awesome. Someone asked me, what are my favorite budget pencils? Here's the thing. Here are my favorite budget pencils. If you really want to go budget friendly, Castle Art, Schrift Farben, Deli pencils, Castles. Those are the ones I would recommend. If you get 4 budget pencils, you want 4 budget friendly pencils. My favorite budget friendly pencils are Schrift Farben, Castle Art, Delis. What else is a good pencil? What else is a good pencil? Not the Artezas. Amazon basics are okay, but I don't really like my Amazon basics. They don't work well for me. But I know a lot of people who like the Amazon pencils, so if you like the Amazon pencils, I will get those. But my top 3 budget friendly, not my top 4, but my top 3. Oh yeah, Black Widows. If you're looking for budget friendly, the 4 budget friendly pencils I would recommend to anybody. Castle, Black Widows, Schiffer Farbens, and Deli pencils. Those are my 4 favorite budget friendly pencils, and what we're using right now is the Castle art, and you see that these work really well on this paper. Now, here's the thing: the Schiffer Farbens, the Delis, 120 pencils. Now, the Schiffer and Deli, 72 sets. Now, Schiffer Farben has a 96 pencil set. When I'm done with my 72 set, I probably will get the 96 set because it's 24 colors, and I probably will get 2 sets of the new Schiffer Farbens. I'm thinking about getting them to the 96 set just so I can compare them to my original 72 set. Because remember, they had to retool those Schiffer Farbens 3 times before. The first time they came out with the 72 set, they had no names, only numbers. So when they retooled them the second time, they came up with another 72 set, which had names and numbers. Now, the third time that they've retooled this, they've added 24 more colors, so I don't know what the 24 extra colors are until I see them. Because I have the very original set. And I had bought a second set of the originals, which you can't even get the original Schiffer Farbens anymore. So I don't know how the new Schiffer Farbens compare to the new ones, or if they're the same as the ones that I have. Because sometimes they retool pencils and they change up something in them. Does anybody know what kind of creature this is? Because I might color him in gray. Does anybody know what this little tiny little creature is? I'm not a fan of the Arteza pencils because I find them hard. I find them hard to use. No, I don't think it's a fox. I think these are foxes. Let me zoom in so you can see what the animal is. So right here is the animal. See, the only thing I don't like about this picture is this freaking line in the middle. This is why I don't like double page books. I was thinking maybe a squirrel. Maybe a gopher. We'll color it gray. There's my grays. Other grays. Always when you need the color that you cannot find the color. Number 67. It's really dark. It wasn't my intention to make that dark. Oh well. Wasn't meant to be that gray. If you ever do something like what I just did and made the color too dark, take your white colored pencil and then you lighten it. There's the white from the castle lights. A little white over it. Just lighten it up. Make it a little less look darker. So if it's too hard, I can't do the white now. Unless I use another pencil from another brand to do that. So now I'm going to zoom back out. Nice. This is number 111. And you know what's funny is I liked the Arteza pencils when they first came out, but now I don't like them as much because I've used so many different pencils. So, you know, when you start to use a lot of different pencils, you start to have different opinions on oh, I don't like this pencil because of this, or I don't like this pencil because of that. You know, pencils are as subjective as the people who are using them. Some people like Prisma, some people like Polys. I really much like most of my pencils, with a few exceptions. I have what's known as goodies in pencils, not the Schrift Farben. Some of you saw a video where I did, and the pencil was so hard with the goodies in pencils. Now, this was pre-Schrift Farben pencils. And after using it for a while, they hurt my hands. I couldn't even move my hand. My hand, so I did that video, my hand went numb for about a good 2 hours. I couldn't even use my hand. So it was very tough for me. Luckily, the pain subsided. Now, if you ever have that problem with pencil, I would not recommend them for you. Keep that in mind. If the pencil ever makes your hand numb, don't use it because that pencil's not for you. I'm not a pastel girl. I am not a pastel girl. There's nothing personal with the pastels. I just don't like them. Point blank, I just don't like them. Done, guys. I need to zoom in. I've not had the best experience with pastels or distressings. I think if one distressing and I just did not like it. And that's not to say that they're not for me. You know, for me, I'm just not a distressing. I'm not a pastel girl, the pan pastel girl. Or, you know, I like them as pencils, but I don't like them in any other medium. I just don't think they're for me. But that doesn't mean that you can't. That that means. See, that's what I don't like about pastels. I find them messy. I'm like, no. I also think it's, you know, just because I'm not. It doesn't mean that I don't like to try new mediums. It's just certain things you know you don't like. I don't like using my pit pens either. I'm not a fan of them. Go figure that. But who does beautiful work with their pit pens? April Sarah does really nice work with Copics or her pit pens. The oil pastels are different than chalk pastels, I think. Oil pastels, I think, are a little bit more cleaner than chalk. Chalk just breaks up like it's like residue. See, this is what I don't like about double page spreads when they go into the borderline. But you know, each medium is different. Like pencils are as different as night and day. Some people make using different pencils look easy, but I tell you, there's a learning curve. I think every medium has a learning curve. Trying to see if there's any other ones besides this big one now that I have to do. I think every coloring is different. Everybody who colors is different. Oh, nice green leaves. Number 51. I think I'm gonna have to figure out what we're coloring the ground, but that probably won't be for a while. This is like a really cute book. I really like this book. I don't get to color in it too often. Happy Saturday, Miss May. Oh, Miss May, I want to show you something that I did actually. It's my first time. We were coloring the Happy Easter picture. This was a freebie from Miss Demeter Victoria. She gave out a freebie. We colored this earlier in the stream. Everyone, Miss May is here. We're coloring from Joan Reese now by Maria Trolet. And then I want to show you something I'm doing off camera, but I did this with Copic markers. Here's my first dark skin girl from Fantastic Beauties. My first dark skin girl, and I did this with my Copic markers. Yeah, I did it with 4 colors. Cotton pearl, raw silk, light suntan, and dark suntan to get this done. It's my first time doing it, Miss May, with markers, so that was a big accomplishment. I never thought I could do dark skin. I played around with a few combinations before I found a combination that I liked, and then I tested the combo. And we're using Castle Art pencils. We used markers on the other 2 pages, but now we're in pencil land, so we're using the Castle Arts. It actually is darker than what it looks like on camera. On camera, it comes out lighter. So I just wanted to see if I could do it. Weird troll light picture. So no, people have been asking me, and I'll tell you what May's theme is, Miss May. I'll give you the hashtag, and you'll know what it is. The month of May. Exactly, but I also use these. What I sometimes do is use this marker paper to test out a combo before I actually put it on the page I'm coloring. So that way I can see what the combo kind of will look like. And this is number 51 on the Castle Arts. And I'd like to work more in Kirby's books now. I think I'm getting over my, for a long time I've been scared to do Kirby pictures. I really shouldn't let myself be scared because I think I'm missing an opportunity to color in them. Because I see so many people do so much beautiful work with Kirby's books. So I'm like, I need to learn to get over my fear. Hmm. Yeah, I need to get over whatever my Kirby issues are. They got that do all these little leaves on both pages. Yeah, and this is a 2-page spread. So we'll probably be doing this in Livestream too. I do have a feeling that this is going to be a longer picture. Exactly, man. I was saying that some people do watercolors in their books and they come out beautiful. I haven't learned yet to not be fearless with it. I think the only books that I do watercolor in is my Prima Princess book, the Linda Ravenscroft book, and maybe the spare pages I do, and maybe in the color books I do some watercolor here and there. Gonna stay on for a little bit longer, guys, just so I finish the leaves. Because we have leaves here, we have leaves here, and all kinds of leaves everywhere. Thank you, Miss May. I love that statement. Do you? Do what makes you happy. That was saying, someone asked me, what are my favorite budget-friendly pencils? My favorite budget-friendly pencils are pencils, which I still use. It just means that those pencils, and I have a lot of pencils, but those are what I like to use the most. So I do like these pencils because they're really nice. Okay, that shouldn't have happened. Something moved in a way that it shouldn't have moved. I don't know why. A lot of people forget about the delis, and I need to bring that back. Probably the next picture I do will be the delis because I haven't used them in a while, and I want to use my deli pencils, which are also known as Star Joy on Amazon. But they're really deli colored pencils, and they're nice too. Oh, the delis are nice. What case do I have them in? I have to actually go in here and look at them, but they're in a brown case. But they're there, so they're in a little brown case, so I have to find a little brown case that they're in. They're good pencils. Right. Right now, I'm not going to take them out because I don't need them. You would like the delis probably because they really work very smoothly. And they've got like not like the strip apart Farden, but they kind of got like a similar look to these in just the way because they're rounded pencils. Yeah, it's kind of like when I want to work in Clara's book. I would like, one of the pencils that I like in Clara Makova's books is the Holbein, because you can do nice things with the pastel colors in the Holbein set. Like when I'm working in Johanna Basford books, I like my prisms for that. When I work in my romantic country, I like my strip of Farbins for all of Erie's books, just because the paper tends to like that pencil the best. But when I work in colored books or I work in some of my cardstock books, like not like the ones that are double sided, but the stuff that's like Anastasia Kolnaviva, I sometimes work in both pencil and marker and watercolors with those books because the paper and the pictures kind of like scream watercolor or marker. For colored paper, I like the markers because that tends to just the markers tend to go down really well on that paper. Create space paper, I like using my markers. For Erie books, I find that the Schriftfarben pencils work the best on that paper. The Prismas do not like that paper for whatever reason. I can use the Prismas, but I have to use the Prismas differently when I work on the romantic country books because for whatever reason, if you press too hard with Prismas, they leave a lot of residue, and sometimes they leave residue on the other side of the page. So if you use Prismas on the romantic country books, you have to go like really light with them, and then you build up the color with Prismas. So I don't know why it's like that. But when I use the triple farbins on the romantic country books, it goes down really, really smooth. And I always look at people who use Prismas on those books, and I'm like, my picture didn't come out looking like that. Why did my picture not come out looking like that? And I use Prismas. You ever go like that and go, why did their technique work and why did yours not? Lily Cat, when I first started, I will tell you what does not work on the color books. Soho pencils do not work on that. The polychromos do like it, but they get eaten really fast. For the colored books, I find that pencils get eaten in that book really fast. I will tell you honest to God, for the colored books, I like to use markers more than I like to use pencils. Markers work better in the colored books. But I think that's because of the paper, not because of the pencils. It's just the way the pencils are. The paper, like the original paper in the original colored books, like the older ones. Yeah, but for me, I find that my pencils do not work well, or my technique does not work well with pencils in the colored books. But if I put down marker first and then I put pencil over it, it works better with the colored books. And the paper's really glossy. I have a book, but I haven't yet to figure out what pencils work best in it. Um, And my color soft books used to get my color softs, which I don't use anymore, really, which is a shame because they are a good pencil. I do use them here and there. My color soft pencils, which were one of the first brands I ever got, are an interesting book brand too. No, you shouldn't fuss over what other people do because other people have probably been using their technique for ages. You can't fuss over what you don't know and what you do know. Do what makes you happy. I say if coloring markers makes you happy, then use markers. And here's the other thing. Someone asked me, "Oh, can I don't have markers? Can you color grayscale with pencils?" Absolutely, you can color grayscale with pencils. I just prefer to use markers with grayscale. That's my technique. Doesn't mean that you can't use pencils. And there are some books that I have to use pencils for the grayscale in them because they. I think one of the second Momo Girl book goes with music has some grayscale, and I have to use pencil with that because markers would go right through that paper. And I think one of the Chinese books, oh, what is it? Fine Color has a lot of grayscale. So therefore, you'd have to use some pencil in that. Doesn't mean it's. Don't worry about, oh, I can't do grayscale because I only have pencil and I've only seen people do marker based with grayscale. No, you can. There's probably people who you do grayscale with pencil. Just have to look around to find them. I'm looking to see if there's any more leaves I missed. Yeah, I'm missing any leaves. So guys, this is where we're gonna stop for today. And probably the next time I stream, maybe on Monday or Tuesday. Because I don't know when I'm streaming again, but you definitely know Friday and Saturday I will be streaming. Hopefully on Friday if there's not a lot of people. Sometimes I want to stream, but you know what happens is there's so many people streaming. There's like 4 to 6 people streaming. I won't stream. Exactly. You've done that. But that's because you feel comfortable using your ink pens and you know how to use your ink pens. Not everybody is comfortable with that, but after I saw you do some watercolor and a few other people try doing watercolor, I started trying to do watercolor a little bit more. I do have watercolors, so I'm like, one of the books that I like to use watercolor on is my Linda Ravencroft, so you could use that too. So I'm gonna put a little sticky on this so I know where my picture is. So know that we can do it like this. So that way I don't lose where I am and I remember what we're doing for the stream, which picture we're doing. So this is John Reese. This was the Happy Easter pic from Demita Victoria. Now you guys can get this picture on her Instagram picture. Through her Instagram account at Demita Victoria. And she's giving this image away free, so if you want to download this image, you can give it to her. And this page, which we saw in the stream, this is the first time I've ever done a dark-skinned girl. And I didn't even use pencil. I used all my Copics to do it. So this comes from Fantastic Beauty. So this was done, so far this has been done with Copics, and this green was Parcours, but I used the last of the Parcours, this coloring the Parcours marker to do it. So that's some of what we did in the stream, and everybody has a happy Easter or Passover or whichever holiday you celebrate. So everybody be good and take care of yourselves and stay safe. Bye, everybody.